Trojan football is on the air. From the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, it's the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, coached by Ara Parseghian, versus the University of Southern California Trojans, coached by John McKay. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Walden, along with Bill Symmes, and along with 90,000 other people here in the Coliseum for today's showdown battle between Notre Dame and USC. And we've got another great day for the game. The temperature is a pleasant 70 degrees, just a slight breeze out of the east at about 3 miles an hour, and hardly any smog at all. The sun is out in all its glory. There's not a cloud in the sky, and conditions couldn't be better for the game. This Notre Dame SC struggle offers many interesting angles, and Bill Symmes will get to them in just a few minutes. You'll be hearing this game over a special University of Southern California Football Network broadcast. Notre Dame has just won the flip of the coin, and Notre Dame has elected to receive. Here's the approach by Rosevich. He gets away a good one, straight down the field. Nick Eddy lets it bounce and goes back into the end zone, and Eddy kneels down on his left knee, the automatic touchback. Good kickoff by Rosevich, and the Fighting Irish will put it in play, 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 20-yard line. O'Brien is at quarterback, Nick Eddy the left half, Dave Haley the right half, and Larry Conjar the fullback. Split backfield, handoff goes to Conjar the fullback. He cracks up to the 23-yard line, a pickup of 3. Tackle there by Adrian Young, the right linebacker of the Trojans, with help from Jim Snow, the other linebacker. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball is on the Notre Dame 23-yard line. On defense for the Trojans, Rosevich, Magner, Petrel, Moore, May, Snow, King, Young, Jurancic, Battle, and Shaw. I formation now for Notre Dame. Seymour split out to the right side. Back to passes. O'Brien, he has time. He flings it. It is incomplete, intended for Nick Eddy at the 32-yard line. Rosevich and Young were over there to break up that play. As Coley O'Brien rolled out to his right, tried to hit Nick Eddy with a forward pass at about the 32-yard line, but the pass was thrown too high and too far away, and it was no good. Now it is 3rd and 7. The Irish have the ball at the Notre Dame 23-yard line in the opening seconds of this first quarter of the ball game today before 90,000 here in the Los Angeles Coliseum. Back to pass again as O'Brien, a 3rd and 7. He throws. It is caught by Seymour at the 31-yard line. Jurancic tackled him in his tracks. A gain on the play of 8 yards, and it'll give Notre Dame a 1st down. They needed 7, and they got 8 as O'Brien hit Seymour. Seymour, his split in, leaped up into the air and made a nice grab of the ball there at the 31-yard line. A 1st down for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 for the Irish from the Notre Dame 31-yard line. Ferguson goes out now, replaced at the left linebacking post for USC by Jim Snow. Split backfield. The throw is complete to Seymour at the 36-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line by Bill Jurancic. Here is another Bill Symmes.
And Jim Seymour, the sophomore end who was injured in the Oklahoma game, is back functioning well today, and the Trojans are defending him one-on-one. The left halfback for USC, Bill Jurancic, is responsible for the coverage, and Seymour's caught 2 on him thus far.
An 8-yard pass play from O'Brien to Seymour. 2nd and 2. The ball is at the Notre Dame 39-yard line. The handoff goes to Conjar. He's up to the 40, up to the 45, bucks ahead to the 46, and he stopped there by Eddie King and Jim Snow. A couple of linebackers brought him down at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 7 by Notre Dame fullback Larry Conjar, and it's another 1st down for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 46-yard line. Conjar has carried twice so far in the game for a total of 9 yards. Eddie is flanked out to the left. Seymour split off to the right. Throw set in the backfield. Coley O'Brien at quarterback. Gives off now to Larry Conjar. Cracks over right tackle. Moves up to the 48-yard line. Dropped there by Gary Magner and Tim Rosevich. Magner, the left tackle of the Trojans. Rosevich, the left end. A gain of 2 by fullback Larry Conjar. It'll be 2nd and 8. Notre Dame. The ball at the Notre Dame 48-yard line.
And certainly the Trojans remember fullback Larry Conjar. He's the lad that scored 4 touchdowns on them at South Bend last year. They were ready for that last play, however, because the linebackers were stacked in there, and they stopped Conjar.
Out of the I formation, Eddie is flanked out to the left. Seymour split off to the right. No shift. Coley O'Brien takes the handoff, drops back to throw. He pitches to Seymour. He's got the ball in Trojan territory. Irish, and he's shoved out of bounds at the Southern California 43-yard line. Bill Juroncic, Adrian Young ran him out of bounds at around the Trojan 43-yard line. A gain of about 9 on the play. It'll be another first down for Notre Dame. They spot the ball at the 43-yard line of the Trojans. A 9-yard gain through the air and another first down for Notre Dame. The Irish are moving. They have it on the Southern California 43-yard line. O'Brien has hit 3 out of 4 passes for 25 yards. The give is to Conjar at the 40. He goes down to the 36-yard line, and he stopped at the Trojan 36 by Mike Battle. A gain of 7 yards on the play by fullback Larry Conjar, scooting through a hole between left tackle and left guard. It'll be second down and 3 yards to go for the first down. The Irish on the drive. Back into the lineup comes Jim Snow, and Ferguson goes out for the Trojans. Change at left linebacking at the left linebacking post for USC. Second and 3 Notre Dame. They have the ball in the Trojan 36-yard line. Quarterback Coley O'Brien, split backfield, hands off to Eddie. He cuts it at the 35. He goes down to the 31-yard, and he's punched to the ground at the Trojan 31-yard line. Mike Battle was the first man to make contact, but Battle had some help from Jim Snow, and it's another first down for Notre Dame. A gain of 5 by Nick Eddy. First and 10 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 31-yard line. No score as yet, but the Irish took over on the 20, and they've been driving ever since. The clock shows 12 minutes exactly remaining in the first period. Eddie flanked out to the right this time. Seymour split off to the right. Back to passes. O'Brien. He pitches. It is grabbed by Harshman at the 23-yard line, and he's cut into with a vicious tackle at the 23. A gain of 8 yards through the air. Coley O'Brien to Dan Harshman. And it'll be second and 6. Notre Dame's ball at the Southern California 23.
Great catch by Dan Harshman. He's playing in relief of the injured Rocky Blyer at the flanker back, and he certainly went up in the air and made a beautiful reception of that O'Brien toss.
A change for the Trojans on defense. Pat Cashman replaces Bill Juroncic in the secondary. Coley O'Brien has hit on 4 straight passes. Hands off this time to Larry Conjar, and he stops the line of scrimmage. No gain. Adrian Young, the right linebacker, was blitzing on the play and got a hold of Conjar and stopped him for no gain. So it'll be third and 2. Notre Dame's ball at the Southern California 23. The ball is at the Southern California 23. The clock shows 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Notre Dame has had the ball throughout this entire first period. Eddie is flanked out to the left. In motion to the right goes Harshman. Hand off to Conjar. Big hole. He's down to the 15-yard line. Adrian Young and Eddie King brought him to the ground at the 15. And it's another first down for Notre Dame. The Irish punched Conjar loose, and he got down there for an 8-yard pickup. And a timeout has been called by Southern California. The Trojans called for a timeout. And with 10 minutes and 36 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, there is no score in the game. All right, here we go. First and 10, Notre Dame. The ball is on the Southern California 15-yard line. Eddie flanked out to the left. The handoff to Conjar. He plunges down to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain. Adrian Young finally brought him down with help from Dennis Moore. Adrian Young, the right linebacker of the Trojans. Dennis Moore, the right tackle. A 5-yard gain by Conjar. It'll be second and 5. The ball is at the 10-yard line. The Trojan 10-yard line. Larry Petrol checks back into the Trojan defensive setup at middle guard, and Chip Oliver goes out. This time Harshman is flanked out to the right. Seymour split off to the left. Quarterback Coley O'Brien from the Southern California 10. He gives off to Nick Eddy. Slant over tackle, and Eddy goes down to the 6-yard line. Brought down by Jim Ferguson, the left linebacker. A gain of 4 on the play. It'll be third down and 1 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 6. Third and 1 now for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame at the Trojan 6-yard line. The Trojans digging in. Out of the ball comes the center, Tim Monty. It's a wing T formation this time for Notre Dame. The handoff goes to Conjar. He's got the first down. He plunges to the 4. Pat Cashman, the rover linebacker, in there on the tackle along with Tim Rosovich, and it's first and goal to go for Notre Dame at the Southern California 4-yard line. Bill?
A lot of head knocking on that play as the Irish lined up real tight. The Trojans got into an 8-man line real tight too, but Conjar got the necessary yardage, so now it's first and goal for the Irish on the Trojan 4.
An I-right formation for Notre Dame. Seymour is split off to the left. Quarterback Coley O'Brien from the Southern California 4. Handoff goes to Conjar. Or no, he gives off to Eddie, and Eddie slants over tackle. Penalty markers down. Eddie gets down to about the 3. Tackled there by Eddie King, the rover linebacker for Southern California. The referee today is Jack Springer, the umpire, Eddie Herbert, the head linesman, Ray Curry, the field judge, Ellie Hassan, and the backfield judge, Rudy Hansen. Offsetting penalties, illegal procedure against Notre Dame, offsides against Southern California, offsetting penalties, so we'll do it all over again. It'll be first and goal to go for the Irish. Deuce backfield for Notre Dame. The handoff goes to Conjar. He is down to about the 1-yard line. The 1 or the 2. Conjar plunged down the middle and got down to about the 1 or 2-yard line, and he was brought down by Adrian Young and Mike Battle. The ball is a bit closer to the 2-yard line than it is the 1. So we'll call it the Southern California 2. It'll be second and goal to go for Notre Dame at the Trojan 2. Petrel is back in there at middle guard now for the Trojans. Chip Oliver goes out. Eddie flanked out to the left. Seymour split out to the right. Man in the slot. That's Harshman. Handoff goes to Conjar, and he is over! Conjar scores for Notre Dame! And so Notre Dame draws first blood in this struggle against Southern California. The Irish moving 80 yards in 17 plays, capped off by the 2-yard plunge by fullback Larry Conjar. Joe Azzaro is in to kick the extra point. Holding will be Coley O'Brien. Azzaro has made 29 out of 31 so far this season. High pass from center. The boot is up. It is good. Azzaro kicks the extra point. So we have a timeout, and with 8 minutes and 28 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, the score is Notre Dame 7, Southern California nothing. Bill Symmes, Southern California hasn't had the football yet. And you can't win a football game without handling that football. But the Trojans are going to get the opportunity now. McCullough and Lawrence are deep. The kickoff by Azzaro is a little bit short. It's taken at the 10-yard line by Lawrence. He's up to the 15, the 20. He moved up to the 25. He's still on his feet, and down he goes at the 28-yard line. Dave Martin made the tackle for Notre Dame. So the Trojans will put it in play. First and 10 on the USC 28-yard line. That initial Notre Dame drive took 6.5 minutes. We're right about the midway point of the first quarter. Toby Page will be at quarterback for USC. Don McCall, the left half. Rod Sherman, the flanker, and Mike Hull is the fullback. Wing T formation, back to passes. Page, he pitches, it's complete to Sherman at the 30. He's up to the 35 and is twisted to the ground there at the Trojan 35-yard line. Jim Smithberger made the tackle as he came up fast from the Notre Dame secondary. The ball is spotted down at the 35-yard line, a pickup of 7, and Southern California was not successful throwing against UCLA last week. The Trojans completed only 3 out of 6 for 20 yards, but right off the bat, boom, the Trojans try one and they completed for 7 yards. Second and 3 from the Trojan 35-yard line. Page flips the pass out there. It's completed the 45-yard line to Sherman. He's up to the 40, and he's bumped out of bounds to the 44-yard line. Pergine, the outside linebacker of Notre Dame, and Tom O'Leary, the defensive left halfback, pushed him out of bounds at the 44. A gain of 9 yards on the play, and it's a first down for Southern California, and the Trojans come roaring right back. First and 10. Notre Dame leading in this game 7-0. Midway through the first period before 90,000 at the Coliseum. Quarterback is Toby Page. In motion goes Sherman to the left. Penalty markers go down. The handoff goes to Hull, and Hull's thrown for a loss back on the 35-yard line by Alan Page. Alan Page, the defensive right end of Notre Dame, floated through there and got him for the loss back at around the 35 or 36-yard line. Illegal motion is the call against Southern California. Illegal motion. And Notre Dame, of course, declines the penalty because they've got a big loss from the 44-yard line all the way back to the 36, a loss of 8, and also a loss of a down. So it'll be second down, 18 yards to go for the Trojans. The ball is on the Southern California 36. Dan Scott comes in at fullback for USC, replacing Mike Hull. Toby Page is the quarterback, Don McCall the left half, Rod Sherman the right half, and Scott is the fullback. Cahill is split off wide to the left side. The handoff goes to McCall. McCall is up near the 40-yard line, and down he goes hard. Tackled there by Pete Duranko, the left tackle of Notre Dame, and Jim Lynch, the captain of the Notre Dame football team. The ball is spotted down near the 40. It's on the Southern California 39, a gain of 3 on the play, so it'll be third down. 15 yards to go for the first down. A change at left end for Southern California. Ron Drake comes in. Ray Cahill goes out. Drake this time is split off wide to the left side. Sherman is in the slot to the left. 3rd and 15 from the Southern California 39. Back to pass is quarterback Toby Page. He throws. Drake's got the ball in Notre Dame territory at the 48. Ron Drake, the left end, made the grab, and he was tackled in his tracks by Dave Martin. A gain of 13 yards on the play, but the Trojans will be shy a couple of yards from getting that first down. Will they go for it? Apparently not, because Page goes out and Huff comes in at quarterback. The ball is spotted down at the Notre Dame 49-yard line. It'll be fourth down and about 2 yards to go for the first down. And Dick Huff is standing back in his own 35-yard line. He will punt on fourth down for Southern California. Shane is the deep man for Notre Dame. Here's the punt by Huff. It hits at the 20-yard line and rolls out of bounds near the 17 or 18-yard line.
And certainly the Trojans showed that they can pass on the Irish. There were 2 completions to Sherman and 1 to Drake, so the Trojans can pass.
From the Notre Dame 19-yard line, the quarterback is Coley O'Brien. He hands off to Harshman. Harshman cuts it at 20, falls forward to the 22-yard line. Jim Snow, the left linebacker, and Larry Petrel, the middle guard, stopped him after the pickup of about 3 yards. The ball is close to the Notre Dame 22-yard line. It'll be second down and 7 for the Fighting Irish as Notre Dame leads in this football game 7-0. Notre Dame's touchdown came on a 2-yard plunge by fullback Larry Conjar. Harshman is flanked out wide to the right side. Eddie is split off wide to the left side this time. Quarterback Coley O'Brien. He drops back, rolls out to his left. He throws for Eddie. He's got the ball at the 29, falls forward to the 30-yard line. He was hit by Nate Shaw, the right quarterman from that Southern California secondary. And they rule a first down for Notre Dame. The ball is right at the Notre Dame 30-yard line. Another first down for Notre Dame. For the Irish, one thing about Notre Dame, they have been able to move this ball so far in the game, Bill Symmes.
Certainly have, and it appears that Nick Eddy, after sitting out last week's game at Michigan State, is 100% here today.
Quarterback Coley O'Brien, he's got Seymour wide to the right side. The handoff to Eddie. He's up to the 30, 35. Spins ahead to about the 37 or 38-yard line. Dropped there by Mike Battle, who came up fast from the safety spot for Southern California. The ball is placed down at the 38-yard line of Notre Dame, and credit Nick Eddy with an advance of some 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2, and Notre Dame has been able to get good yardage on first down plays. Now it's 2nd and 2 for Notre Dame. The ball at the Notre Dame 38-yard line. The Irish ahead 7-0 over the Southern California Trojans as the first quarter starts to draw to a close. The handoff to Conjar, bucks his way up to the 40-yard line, and he runs into a stone wall there. Slapped to the turf by Adrian Young and Jim Snow. Gain of 2 by Conjar. It's going to be very, very close to a first down. We may have a measurement. Nope, first down, no measurement necessary. As right away the referee, Jack Springer, signals first down for Notre Dame. And once again, the Irish racking up a lot of first downs. Notre Dame has had 8 first downs in the ball game. Southern California only 1. Notre Dame leading 7-0. Nick Eddy is flanked out wide to the right side. Seymour is split off to the left. An I formation for Notre Dame. From the Irish 40, Coley O'Brien goes back to pass. He swings one behind the line of scrimmage to Eddy. He's up to the 41-yard line, and down he goes hard. Tim Rosevich played that extremely well. Rosevich, the defensive left end, smelled a screen pass, and he was there to lower the boom on Nick Eddy at the 41-yard line. So the Irish netted only 1 yard on the play.
It was a fine play by Rosevich, because you give this All-American Nick Eddy some running room and some blocking, which he had on a nicely executed screen, and he'll go. But Rosevich was there to put the stop on him. But the Fighting Irish certainly demonstrating ball control here in the first period of this football game.
Jim Seymour split out to the left. Eddie flanked to the left. Deuce backfield. Fake handoff by Coley O'Brien. He's back to throw. He pitches. It is incomplete, and Shaw went diving for the ball at the 35-yard line of Southern California, trying to scoop up an interception, but he couldn't get to it. The pass was intended for Nick Eddy. So now it's 3rd and 9. The ball is at the Notre Dame 41-yard line, and here's a big third down play. A big one for the Trojans. They hope to be able to keep Notre Dame from getting that first down and force the Irish to cough up the football and turn it over to them.
And certainly the Trojans have to have that football so that they can score. They've only had it on one occasion here in the first period.
Coley O'Brien had completed 6 in a row up until that last forward pass. Seymour split off to the left side. Back to passes O'Brien. He slips and falls. Now he's going to run up to the 45. He's to the 50 and out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Ooh, it's going to be close to the first down. O'Brien slipped and fell, reached out with his left hand and got his balance regained. Then he started straight up the field and he was shoved out of bounds near the 50 by Eddie King. And it's going to be close to a first down. So close that the referee, Jack Springer, wants a measurement. Boy, this is going to be a key measurement this early in the game, Bill.
With Terry Hanratty, the Notre Dame regular sophomore quarterback, being injured in the first period at the Michigan State game last week, this boy Coley O'Brien came in, and many of the Michigan State players said that they feared him more than Hanratty due to the fact he was a better runner, and he just showed us a little of his running that time as he took it up. The Notre Dame bench is all huddled around this measurement, and we'll tell by their reaction whether or not the Irish have made the first down at midfield. It looks as if it's going to be very close, and by the looks of Conjar as he walks back, they did not make it, Mike.
No, they did not, and they measured right in front of Ara Parseghian, the Notre Dame coach. He really had an eagle eye on that measurement, didn't he? 7-0 is the score. Notre Dame leading Southern California. The Irish going for it. 4th and about an inch to go near the 50-yard line. Quarterback is Coley O'Brien, a quarterback sneak. And I don't know if he made it or not. He started to move a little bit, but then he was shoved. First down for Notre Dame. He did make it. He made it with just inches to spare right at the midfield stripe, the 50-yard line. The tackle was made by Mike Taylor. They spot the ball just inside Southern California territory, right near the 50-yard line, but just barely into USC territory. So it's another first down for Notre Dame, and the Irish keep it going. This time Eddie goes out wide to the left side. Seymour split off to the right. 1st and 10 near the 50-yard line. The handoff goes to Conjar. Bucks over left tackle, and he gets down to the 46. Knocked down there by Larry Petrel, the 214-pound senior from Redondo Beach. And Rosevich, who's also in there on the play. Gain of about 3.5 yards for Larry Conjar. Gary Magner comes back into left tackle for Southern California, and Mike Taylor goes out. The Trojans are behind in this game. Notre Dame 7-0 over USC. The clock shows 2:15 left in the first period. This time Harshman is flanked out wide to the right side. Nick Eddy takes the handoff. He fumbles the ball near the midfield stripe. Coley O'Brien handed off to Nick Eddy. He fumbled near the midfield stripe, the 50-yard line, but recovered his own fumble as Jim Snow and Eddie King were blitzing on the play, and there's a loss of about 4 yards on the play. So now it is third down and about 13.5 yards to go for the first down. The ball is right at the 50-yard line. Another big third down play for Notre Dame, but even bigger for USC. Quarterback O'Brien pulls back to pitch the forward pass. He's looking downfield for Seymour. He's got Seymour, and he overthrew him at the 5-yard line of USC. Oh, brother, was that close. And let me tell you, O'Brien can really pitch it. He shot it straight downfield. Seymour was down there at the 10-yard line, and matching him stride for stride was Nate Shaw.
And Nate Shaw is the All-American from the University of Southern California. He's a senior. He's been a regular defensive back for his 3 years, and certainly he was doing his job on that occasion as he stayed right with Jim Seymour.
Now Kevin Hardy is in to punt. On 4th down, he'll punt from his own 35-yard line. Battle has dropped back deep for USC. A left-footed booter, and he booms him high into the air. A wobbly spiral, fair catch signal for by Mike Battle at the 12-yard line. So the Trojans, who have had the ball for only 6 offensive plays, have a chance now from their own 12-yard line. That was a punt of 38 yards by Kevin Hardy. Drake split off wide to the right side, an I-right formation, back to pass, rolling out to the right is Page. He fires it. It is complete to Drake. He's got the ball at the 24-yard line, and it's a first down for Southern California. A gain of 12 through the air. O'Leary and Sheen over there on pass coverage for Notre Dame. And apparently the Trojans feel they can throw the ball against the Irish.
And certainly those plays with Drake going down from his split end position and hooking in, they've worked for the Trojans all year. Last week against UCLA, they did not work too well, but against the Irish, they're functioning again.
Toby Page, the Trojan quarterback today, filling in for the injured Troy Winslow, has hit on 4 out of 4 passes. Hand off this time to Don McCall. He bounces over the right side and gets up close to the 29-yard line. John Horney, the inside linebacker, and John Pergine, the outside linebacker, in Notre Dame's 4-4 defense, managed to bring him down. The clock shows 18 seconds left in the first quarter. It is Notre Dame 7 and Southern California nothing. The line of scrimmage is the 28-yard line, a gain of 4 by McCall. Second down, 6 yards to go for the Cardinal and Gold of USC. Pulling back to pass, the quarterback Toby Page. The rush is on. He throws. The pass is intercepted by Shane. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He is over. Shane scores for Notre Dame. Tom Shane intercepted Toby Page's pass at the 42-yard line and ran it in for the touchdown. And Shane was hit hard in the end zone, and Shane is flat of his back. Pete Duranko was looking over him, and so is Jim Smithberger, a couple of his Notre Dame teammates. Now the Notre Dame trainer comes over. But Shane did exactly what he was supposed to do. Make the interception, and he legged it back 42 yards for the touchdown. And that really takes a lot of starch out of a ball club.
The Irish have intercepted 25 already this year, or 24 rather, and on that 25th they tied a record set in 41 and 42 by Notre Dame. So a fine defense.
Here's the extra point. The boot is up. It is good. Joe Azzaro kicks another extra point for Notre Dame, and the Fighting Irish have a 14-0 lead over Southern California after one period of play.
So the Irish kick off to the Trojans, and here's Mike Walden.
Joe Azzaro, who has kicked 2 extra points for the Irish so far, will boot it to start play here in the second period. A high end-over-end boot that is taken by Earl McCullough at the 6. Straight up the field at the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, 30, up near the 35-yard line. Earl McCullough, a speedy hurdler on the track team, just shot straight upfield, and he was dropped at the 35-yard line by Tom Rhodes. Now the referee, Jack Springer, is spotting the ball at the 34, the SC 34. So the Trojans will put it in play. First and 10 from the Southern California 34. The backfield for the Cardinal and Gold, Toby Page at quarterback, Don McCall at left half, Rod Sherman at right half, and Mike Hull as the fullback. 14-0. Notre Dame leads. We're just underway here in the second quarter. Page throws a wobbly pass complete to Sherman at 35, up to the 40, out of bounds near the 45 or 46-yard line. He was shoved out by Jim Smithberger, the right halfback from the Notre Dame secondary. The ball is spotted down at the 46-yard line, a gain of 12 through the air. Page to Sherman. First down for Southern California. Would you believe that Notre Dame had the ball for 29 plays in the first quarter? USC for only 9. First and 10 for Southern California with the ball at the Trojan 46. The pitch back goes to Don McCall. He is up near the line of scrimmage and maybe gets a yard or two up to around the 48. Dropped there by Tom Rhodes, defensive left end of Notre Dame. Ball spotted down at the 48, a gain of 2 by Don McCall, making it 2nd and 8 for the Trojans from their own 48. Rhodes is 6'2", 220, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Big defensive unit for Notre Dame. John McKay said the other day, this is the best college defensive team he has ever seen, bar none. Ball is off the SC 48-yard line. Toby Page hands off to McCall. McCall has to work hard to get up close to the 50-yard line. 2 big, valuable yards for Don McCall, and the boom was lowered on him there at the midfield stripe by Captain Jim Lynch of Notre Dame. 2 more yards for Don McCall, making it 3rd and 6 now for Southern California. And Steve Sagi enters the ballgame at quarterback for USC as Toby Page goes out. So Steve Sagi getting his first taste of action this afternoon. 3rd and 6 from the 50-yard line. Cahill split off to the right side. Sherman in the slot to the right. Sagi tries to carry, and he's snowed under by Hardy. Oh, big Kevin Hardy almost picked him up and just threw him right through the ground. Kevin Hardy goes 6'5" and 270. Little old Steve Sagi is 5'10", 178. A David and Goliath battle, and guess who won that one? Goliath.
The front four of Notre Dame, Rhodes and Page at the end, Hardy and Durango at the tackles, they average about 243 pounds, and so the Trojans are giving away about 20 pounds per man with their big boys up front.
So it's 4th and 12 now, and Huff is in to punt on 4th down for the Trojans. He gets away a fairly good one. Fair catch is signaled for by Mike Bergener, and he grabs the ball for Notre Dame at the 23-yard line. So the Irish will put it in play again, 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Dan Harshman, the right half, Larry Conjar, the fullback. Split backfield for Notre Dame. The handoff goes to Harshman, wide around the right side, cuts into the 25. He moves up to the 28-yard line. Spilled there by Gary Magda, the 215-pound junior left tackle from Costa Mesa. They spot the ball closer to the 29-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down, 4 yards to go, as Dan Harshman, who has been a defensive back for Notre Dame up until this past week, and then Gladjo was hurt and Blyer was hurt, so they moved Harshman from the defense to the offense, and he just picked up 6 yards around the right side. Harshman goes in motion to the right. The handoff to Conjar, the fullback, moves straight ahead, across the 30 up to the 32 or 3-yard line. Knocked down there by Eddie King. And it'll be another 1st down for Notre Dame. They spot the ball down near the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Notre Dame, and the Irish have been able to rack up an impressive total of 1st downs in this first half. It's Notre Dame 10 1st downs to 3 for USC. Conjar has carried 13 times in the ball game for a total of 49 yards. O'Brien hands off to Harshman. Sweep around the right side, but he doesn't get anything. In fact, he loses a yard or two. Ferguson, the left linebacker, was shooting the gap on the play and grabbed him from behind and spilled him for a loss of 2 on the play. Good play by Jim Ferguson, 6'4", 224, a junior from Long Beach. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Irish from the Notre Dame 32-yard line. The Irish 14, Southern California nothing, with 11 minutes to go till halftime. Out of the I formation, there's the fake handoff to Harshman, back to passes O'Brien. He throws complete to Seymour, and he's bumped out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Cashman tipped him out of bounds at the 44. A gain on the play of close to 12 yards, and we may have another measurement here. It's going to be very, very close indeed to a 1st down. No, it is a 1st down. Jack Springer, the referee, signals quickly another 1st down for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's 11th 1st down in the ballgame.
And Jim Seymour having a good afternoon here as he hauled in his 4th pass. That's 41 on the year. Hard to believe that Michigan State could keep him from receiving one last week.
Seymour has caught 4 in this game for a total of 37 yards. Coley O'Brien gives off to Eddie. Eddie busts up to the 49-yard line. Penalty marker goes down, grabbing the face mask. Penalty marker was dropped at about the 49-yard line as the tackle on Nick Eddy was made by Southern California's right tackle, Dennis Moore. Now, the penalty marker was dropped at the 49-yard line, and here is a 15-yard penalty against Southern California. One of the Trojans detected grabbing the face mask of Nick Eddy. So that moves the ball down to the 36-yard line of USC. Notre Dame 14, Southern California nothing. It's been all Notre Dame here in the first half. 10:45 still to go in the second period. A 1st down for Notre Dame at the Southern California 36-yard line. Nick Eddy is flanked out wide to the left side. Seymour is split off also to the left. Out of the I formation, Coley O'Brien fakes the handoff, drops back to throw. He has plenty of time. He shoots it for Seymour. It's intercepted. It is intercepted at the 10-yard line by Pat Cashman, and he's got it back to about the 15. The pass was intended for Seymour. The pass was overthrown. O'Brien got too much steam on it. He threw it over the head of Seymour, and Cashman was there to make the interception at the 5, and he got it back to around the 15. So the Trojans get a big break, and it appeared that Notre Dame was moving in for another score. But now the Trojans have it 1st and 10 from the Trojan 15.
In the first period, Notre Dame had the ball for 30 plays, SC for only 9.
The quarterback is Toby Page. Page rolls out to his right, throws the forward pass, dropped by Sherman at the 18-yard line. The pass was there on target, but Rod just couldn't field it. John Pergine was over there defending on the play for Notre Dame. Now this Notre Dame defensive unit, as the Trojans have the ball, 2nd and 10 from the SC 15, has Tom Rhodes at left end, Pete Duranko at 6'2", 235 at left tackle, Hardy, the giant, 6'5", 270 at right tackle, and Page, 6'5", and 238 at right end. Toby Page drops back to pass. He throws. It is caught here at the 27-yard line by Cahill. And Cahill is shoved out of bounds by Tom O'Leary. Ray Cahill makes the grab at about the 28-yard line. A gain of 13 on the play, and it'll give the Trojans a first down. 1st and 10, Southern California at the Trojan 28-yard line. Mike Hull goes out at fullback, and he is replaced for Southern California by Dan Scott. And a change at tight end. Klein goes out. Bob Miller comes in. Miller is 6'4", 219, a sophomore from Compton. Toby Page has completed 6 out of 8 passes for 64 yards. 1 has been intercepted, and that was run back for a touchdown. Page hands off to Scott, and Scott runs into a stone wall there. The line of scrimmage was the 28, and Scott was lucky to get back to the 28-yard line. He was hit hard by Pete Duranko, 6'2", 235, the Notre Dame left tackle, and John Horney, the inside linebacker. Horney goes 5'11", 205. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage to Southern California 28. Hull is back in there at fullback now, and Scott goes out. Sherman flanked out wide to the left side, and Cahill split off to the right side this time. An I formation for the Trojans. Back to pass Page. He throws. Incomplete. He tried to hit his right end, Bob Klein, and Klein tried to peel around, and he slipped and fell on his back. No good. The pass from Page to Klein. That brings up a 3rd and 10 situation now for Southern California, with the line of scrimmage still the 28-yard line. Dan Scott is back in at fullback, and Mike Hull goes out. Now Bob Miller comes back in at right end, and Bob Klein goes out. A change for Southern California. Toby Page, 3rd and 10 from the Southern California 28. Back to passes Page. The pressure is on. He's going to have to... they get a hold of him, and he's tripped up at about the 17-yard line. John Horney, the linebacker, got just a piece of Toby Page, but managed to mess up his timing and his balance, and Page managed to go about 3 or 4 more steps laterally, then he tripped and fell at about the 17-yard line. And credit John Horney and the Notre Dame defense with doing another great job. So it's 4th down and 15 yards to go for the first down. Back in punt formation is Dick Huff standing on his own 2-yard line. Bergener is the lone safety for Notre Dame. Here's a low line drive spiral that's taken by Bergener at the 45, back up to the 50, down into Trojan territory at the 45, the 40. He's still, and he goes down hard at the 38. Mike Bergener filling in for the injured Tom Shane. Remember when Shane made the interception of that Toby Page pass and ran it in for a touchdown, he was hit in the end zone and knocked unconscious for a while, and Bergener has been playing the safety role for Notre Dame ever since.
And Bergener had some running room that time because Huff inadvertently boomed that ball real low and fast and didn't give his defenders much time to get down, so Bergener had a running chance, and he brought it back real well.
38-yard kick by Huff and a 17-yard run back by Bergener. Back to pass O'Brien. He pitches. It is complete at the 25-yard line to Larry Conjar, the fullback. Conjar moves ahead a couple of more yards to about the 22. A gain of 16 yards on the play. 1st and 10 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 22-yard line. The score in the game, Notre Dame 14, Southern California nothing. 8:15 left in the second quarter. The Irish already have 14 points up on the board, threatening to get some more. Harshman is flanked out wide to the right side. Seymour split off to the right. The handoff goes to Conjar, wide around the right. He is down at about the 22-yard line. Pat Cashman came up fast along with Mike Battle to lower the boom on him, and Conjar was an unhappy young man because he felt that he really wasn't tackled, that he got going so fast his legs went out from under him, and he fell to his knees at about the 21-yard line.
And across the way, after going down, Conjar slammed the ball down, and he did it in front of the Trojan Rooters on the far side, and they gave him a little bit of a raspberry.
It's 2nd and 9 for Notre Dame. The ball is on the Southern California 21-yard line. The Irish ahead 14-0. O'Brien in the quick pitch. It is incomplete to Seymour at the 15-yard line. Cashman was over defending on the play. Little quickie pass whereby the quarterback just rears up on a quick count and tries to hit the split end Seymour at about 5 yards down the field. But it didn't work as Coley O'Brien's pass was a little bit too high. Now it's third down. 9 yards to go for the first down for Notre Dame. The Trojans not giving up, but boy, they're behind. They've got their backs to the wall now, trailing 14-0 with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. The ball is on the Southern California 21. O'Brien is back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He throws. It is knocked to the ground at the 7-yard line. Mike Battle went over there and batted the ball to the ground as Coley O'Brien tried to hit his flanker back, Dan Harshman. So now it'll be 4th and 9 from the Southern California 21-yard line, and Joe Azero is in to try a field goal. The center will be Jerry Kelly. Now, Azero has kicked 3 out of 4 field goals so far this year. He's an excellent place kicker. 5'11", 190, a senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He will boot this one from the 28-yard line. Holding will be Coley O'Brien. The kick is up in the air. It is good. Azero kicks a field goal of 38 yards. So we have a timeout. And with 7 minutes and 19 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, the score is now Notre Dame 17, Southern California nothing. The clock shows 7:19 left in the second quarter. 17-0, Notre Dame ahead. Now here is Azero approaching the football. The kickoff is high, end over end. The ball is grabbed at the 12-yard line by Jim Lawrence. He's up to the 15, the 20, the 25. He's up to the 30, and he goes down at the 32-yard line. Jimmy Lawrence was tackled by John Pergine and Dave Martin, the two outside linebackers of Notre Dame. That was a return of 21 yards by Jim Lawrence. Trojans down 17-0 from Notre Dame. The clock shows 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
And Mike Walden, that 17-0 Notre Dame over SC is very famous. You'll recall 2 years ago in 1964, the Irish led 17-0 at the half. The Trojans won the game 20-17.
Page rolls out to the right. Now he hands off to Hull. He's up to the 35, 40, 45, out of bounds near the 50. Mike Hull, the fullback, springing loose. And Hull got loose for a big run of 57 yards against UCLA on that identical play last Saturday.
Mike Hull, a great running fullback. He's tall, lanky. They call him Bambi because of his stride, and he can really move. We may see Homer Williams, USC fullback who was injured in preseason and has not played all year.
That's the biggest gain from scrimmage for USC today. 18 yards by fullback Mike Hull. 1st and 10 from the 50. A lob pass complete to Sherman, and Sherman is pulled down in Trojan territory at the 49-yard line by Dave Martin. So although the pass was completed from the quarterback, Page, to the flanker, Sherman, it lost a yard for the Trojans.
And with that reception, Rod Sherman, in his 3 years on the Trojan varsity, has received 82 passes, and that ties Hal Bedsel's career mark of 82, set during his tenure at USC, the years 1961, 2, and 3. So when Sherman catches another one here today, he'll break Bedsel's career mark.
Sherman's out of the lineup right now. Jim Lawrence is in there at flanker back. Page rolling out to his right. He throws the long forward pass. It's caught at the 40-yard line by Drake, and Drake is flipped to the ground at the 43-yard line. Drake tried to button hook around to get away from Tom O'Leary, and O'Leary got a hold of him by the shoulder pads and the jersey and flipped him to the ground at the 42. So a gain of about 9 yards on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 2. Southern California has the ball at the Notre Dame 42-yard line. The Irish are ahead of the game 17-0. 5:10 left in the second quarter. Drake split off to the right side. Page hands off to fullback Danny Scott, slams over tackle and gets just 1 yard to the Notre Dame 41. Tackle is made on Scott by John Pergine, one of the Notre Dame linebackers. Notre Dame likes to use that 4-4 defense. They put those big, sturdy oaks, those two tackles, Durango, 6'2", 235, and Hardy, 6'5", and 270, right in the middle. Then they have 4 linebackers, Pergine, Lynch, Horney, and Martin. So it'll be 4th down, and about 1.5 yards to go for the first down. Hull is in there at fullback. Page is back to pass on 4th down. He swings it. It is caught at the 37-yard line. Bergener jumps Cahill out of bounds at the 37. Have the first down. 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 37-yard line.
And a fine call it was, too. The 4th and 2 to try to run up the middle against this great big Notre Dame line would have been very difficult and rather a foolish try. However, the Irish expected that. Page went back and threw and got the first down, and so the Trojans are moving.
All right, right. The quarterback is Toby Page, 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 37. Page is back to pass. He slips and he falls and he goes down at the 41-yard line. A loss of 4 yards on the play. Alan Page, that big defensive right end of Notre Dame, was in there on him, putting the pressure, and Page tried to get away from Page. One Page getting away from another Page, and as a result, Toby slipped and fell at the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 14. The ball is at the Notre Dame 41. Notre Dame 17, Southern California nothing. 4 minutes till halftime. Page rolling out to the right, throws the forward pass complete to Drake at the 34. He's hit and dropped in his tracks by Tom O'Leary. Gain of 7. A gain of 7 by the Trojans. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for Southern California as the Trojans trail in the game 17-0 from Notre Dame. 3:40 left in the 2nd quarter. Scott goes out at fullback, replaced by Mike Hull. Drake has caught 4 passes today for a total of 40 yards. On the season, Drake has caught 51 for 595 yards. He has scored 4 touchdowns. Ron Drake. Toby Page hands off to Hull. Running room is hard to come by, and Hull is dropped back at the 36-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. Dave Martin, the 210-pound junior linebacker of Notre Dame, was the first man to make contact. Loss of 2 for Hull. So now it's 4th down and 9. And let me tell you, this Notre Dame defensive unit is just as tough and rough as advertised. Scott is back in at fullback. Hull goes out now for USC. Toby Page has connected on 10 out of 13 today for 84 yards. Page rolls out to his right. He looks downfield. The pass is spotted down by Rhodes. Tom Rhodes, the big left end of Notre Dame, leaped up in the air and batted that ball to the ground right after Toby Page cocked the arm back and started to release it. So Notre Dame will take over 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 36-yard line. Bill Symmes, this Notre Dame defense is awesome.
Well, it certainly is. It was highly touted, and they're living up to all of their press clippings before some 90,000 on a beautiful sunny day here at Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Irish lead 17-0 over the Trojans.
Harshman flanked out to the left. Seymour split off to the right side. Coley O'Brien fakes the handoff to Conjar, swings it out to Eddie. He drops the ball. A little swing pass behind the line of scrimmage to Eddie out on the flanks, and Eddie couldn't find the handle, and the ball fell to the ground at the 30-yard line. Cashman and Magner were putting the pressure on the Notre Dame quarterback, Coley O'Brien. 2nd and 10. The Irish have the ball at the Notre Dame 36-yard line. 2:41 left in the 2nd quarter. Notre Dame leading 17-0. The Irish got a touchdown on a 2-yard plunge by fullback Larry Conjar. They got another touchdown on an intercepted run back of a pass by Tom Shane of 40 yards, and they got a field goal from Joe Azzaro. Handoff goes to Harshman, wide around the right side, cuts into the 35, twists away from one man. Oh, does he go down hard at the 36? Jim Ferguson really banged in there hard and spilled him at the 36-yard line. No gain on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now for Southern California at the Notre Dame 36-yard line. Notre Dame trying to wind up with its first unbeaten season since 1953. The Irish came into this ball game 8-0-1. Southern California 7-2. 3rd and 10 for Notre Dame. Quarterback Coley O'Brien drops straight back. Now he rolls out to his right a little bit, fires the forward pass. It's complete at the 50-yard line to Seymour, and he moves down to the Southern California 49-yard line. Knocked down there by Mike Battle and Pat Cashman. And a 15-yard gain through the air for Notre Dame. And the ability of the Irish to come down with key 3rd down plays has really hurt SC.
Credit to this offensive Irish team, too, because in moving against the Trojans, they're moving against one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Seymour split off wide to the right side. O'Brien almost slips and falls. He managed to get the pass away. Good grab at the 37-yard line by Don Gamitter, the right end. Oh, he looked great on that grab. And a timeout has been called by Notre Dame. We have a timeout with 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. The score, Notre Dame 17, Southern California nothing.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
It's 17-0 Notre Dame over Southern California. Coley O'Brien's at quarterback. He has them all spread out. He drops straight back. He looks downfield. He fires the pass. It is incomplete to Eddy at the 21. And if ever a ball player was in the open, it was Nick Eddy. The pass was thrown perfectly right into the breadbasket. Eddy simply dropped it.
This boy, Coley O'Brien, we were telling you a little about him a moment ago. Also, about mid-season, it was discovered that he is a diabetic, and so they have a special doctor along with the Notre Dame team to take care of him, and he certainly performed beautifully, though, out on the football field. Coley O'Brien, quarterback for Notre Dame, a sophomore.
2nd and 10, Notre Dame. The ball is at the Southern California 36-yard line. Coley O'Brien pulls straight back again. He looks for Seymour. He flips it to Seymour. He's got it! Seymour made a nice grab there at about the 22 or 23-yard line. Seymour does it again. And there just seems to be no stopping this young sophomore from Berkeley, Michigan. Jim Seymour, 6'4", 205, and boy, oh boy, what a job he has done for Notre Dame this year. The ball is spotted down at the 22-yard line, and another timeout has been called with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. The score, Game 17, Southern California, nothing. Nick Eddy is flanked out to the left. Seymour split off to the right. 1st and 10 from the Southern California 22. Back to pass O'Brien to Seymour. He's got it at the 15, and down he goes at the 12-yard line. Pat Cashman pulled him down. Seymour does it again. The referee, Jack Springer, spots the ball down close to the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about a half yard to go for the first down. The ball is near the Southern California 21.5-yard line.
Certainly, Jim Seymour, the highly touted end from Notre Dame, is putting on a great show here today at the Coliseum. The Michigan State Spartans last week were able to contain him in their 10-10 tie. They had to double and triple team him at times. The Trojans trying to single team on Seymour, and he's a fine pass receiver. He breaks open, and once the ball is there, with the great hands he has, he's not about to drop it. He holds on, and Coley O'Brien is doing some excellent passing, too. O'Brien was regarded as a better runner, perhaps, than Hanratty, but not the passer. But the show he's putting on here today would be hard to exceed.
Hanratty's understudy has hit on 12 out of 20 for 119 yards. 2nd, about a yard to go from the 12.5-yard line. O'Brien is back to pass. He throws in the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Seymour made the catch. If Notre Dame was going to score, it was only justice that Seymour would get the job done. He's been all over the field, and O'Brien dropped straight back, shot it straight into the end zone, and there was Seymour, big as life, and the sophomore from Michigan gathered it in, and Notre Dame has scored again. Notre Dame leading now 23-0 over Southern California. Azzaro is in to kick the extra point. Holding will be O'Brien. The ball snapped back, placed down. The boot is good. So the score is now mounted to Notre Dame 24, Southern California nothing.
Joe Azzaro now will kick off for the white-shirted Irish to the Trojans. And here once again is Mike Walden.
I'll tell you, 90,000 people are now convinced that Notre Dame should be #1 in every poll ever conceived after the awesome display that the Irish have put on here in the first half. Kickoff is fielded by Lawrence. He's up at the 25-30, rolled to the ground near the 32-yard line. The tackle was made by Tom O'Leary, one of the Notre Dame defensive backs. Notre Dame 24, Southern California nothing. 49 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. Trojans have Toby Page at quarterback, Don McCall the left half, Rod Sherman the flanker, and Mike Hull the fullback. Handoff goes to Sherman, wide around the right side. They're stringing him out. He gets away from one man. Now finally he's down to the 19-yard line by Alan Page. Sherman wanted to go wide around the right side, and Tom Rhodes, the left end, turned him in. Suddenly, Sherman stopped on a dime, started to retreat, and that's all the time that Alan Page needed to lower the boom on him at the 20-yard line. A loss on the play of 12 yards. It'll be 2nd, 22. Southern California's ball at the Trojan 20-yard line. Back to pass is Page. He throws for Drake. He makes the grab. Did he allow it? No. He was out of bounds when he grabbed the ball at the 35-yard line in front of the Southern California bench. Defending on the play for Notre Dame, Dave Martin. Now it'll be 3rd down. Still 22 yards to go for the first down, and the ball at the Southern California 20-yard line. Clock now shows 27 seconds till halftime. A change for Southern California. Rod Sherman is back in there at the flanker back spot, replacing Jim Lawrence. Page, McCall, Sherman, and Hull in the backfield for USC. Page pulls back, rolls out to his left, looks downfield. He has time, shoots the pass. It is knocked away from Drake at about the 34-yard line. Dave Martin, the outside right linebacker of Notre Dame, batted the ball away from Drake. Martin, playing the outside linebacking spot on the right side for Notre Dame, has done an outstanding job all year. He is a 6-footer, a junior. He weighs 210 from Roland Park, Kansas. So now it'll be 4th and 22 for Southern California. Once again, the Trojans are forced to punt. Mike Bergener drops back at a lone safety for Notre Dame. 22 seconds till halftime. Bergener standing on his own 45-yard line. It could have been partially blocked. The punt hits at the 40-yard line and rolls out of bounds in front of the Notre Dame bench. It could very well have been partially blocked. It was difficult to tell from our vantage point, but the kick didn't travel very far, only 20 yards. And Notre Dame has it 1st and 10 at the Southern California 40-yard line. Now they're going to spot it down at the 39-yard line. So Notre Dame has the ball with only 16 seconds left in the first half at the Southern California 39. Notre Dame ahead 24-0. O'Brien back to pass. He has plenty of time. He throws long for Seymour. It is grabbed by Seymour. Holy smokes, what a catch by Seymour. Touchdown, Notre Dame. I don't believe it. 2 men were draped all over Seymour. How he made the grab, I'll never understand. But he did. And Notre Dame has scored again with only 8 seconds left in the first half. 39 yards, O'Brien to Seymour, and Azero is in to kick the extra point. Holding will be the quarterback, Coley O'Brien. The ball is snapped back, placed down, the kick is up. It is good, but there is a penalty marker down. Offsides against Southern California. Of course, that will be declined by Notre Dame. So now the score has mounted. Notre Dame 31, Southern California nothing. We're still in the first half.
The Trojans set to receive.
Ozero will kick off from the 45 rather than the 40 because the Trojans were offsides on that extra point try. Here's the boot by Ozero. Ball is taken by Jim Lawrence at the 5. Straight upfield at 10. Veers over the left side at the 15. Up to the 20. The 25. Out of bounds he goes at the 23-yard line. Jim Smithberger of Notre Dame ran him out of bounds. So Coley O'Brien has been sensational today, but as great as Coley O'Brien has been, he has been overshadowed in the pass receiving department by Jim Seymour. The sophomore from Berkeley, Michigan, has grabbed 9 for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we're still in the first half. Back to pass is Page. He throws for McCullough at the 40-yard line of Notre Dame, knocked down by O'Leary. O'Leary batted the ball to the ground, and there is the gun. That is the end of the first half of play here at the Los Angeles Coliseum. With the score, Notre Dame 31, Southern California nothing. And here with all the halftime color and commentary, Bill Symmes.
Thank you very much, Mike. We have a very interesting halftime here today because it'll feature the homecoming of former Trojan band member Herb Alpert and his world-famous Tijuana Brass. And then we'll have the official retirement ceremonies for USC's popular mascot, the White Horse Traveler. You hear the fanfare in the background as the Trojan band salutes the entrance of Herb Alpert, and the Trojan band will participate here, directed by Ronald Broadwell. Across the way, the card stud from the University of California, the rooting section flipping the cards up. In the background, you hear the public address announcer announcing that Herb Alpert will be here, and the roll of the drums to bring him on. In case you just came along our way, the halftime score is a surprising 31-0 lead held by Notre Dame over USC. The Trojan band strikes up down in the center of the field. Let's listen. Shuffle, one of the popular Herb Alpert songs. Jim Racer said that, no, that was Spanish play, and now Mexican Shuffle comes up, played by the Trojan Band, all honoring Herb Alpert and his famous Tijuana Brass. He was a former member of the USC Marching Band. Halftime here at Memorial Coliseum, and the score is Notre Dame 31, USC nothing. And that winds up our final halftime show here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Ronald Broadwell and the Trojan Band and all the Trojan Rooters having done an outstanding job all of this year. The Trojans in trouble with the Irish here as they trail 31-0, and they, of course, will be facing Purdue. The Trojans will New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl. The co-captains are out in the center of the field now. Captain Jim Lynch, the linebacker for Notre Dame, and Ray May, defensive end, and offensive guard Jim Holman for the Trojans. And we're just about set to play football here in the second half. Some 90,000 on hand. It's a beautiful day. Temperature 70 degrees, cool skies. And now to call the plays in the second half for you, here's Mike Walden.
Thank you, Bill. Hello again, everybody. Here we go into the second half of play. Notre Dame 31, Southern California nothing. So here we go into the second half, third quarter. Azzaro kicks off to Southern California. The kickoff drives Lawrence back deep. He runs it out 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Down he goes near the 30-yard line. Tom O'Leary caught up with him and spilled him at the 29-yard line. So the Trojans down 31-0 have it first and 10 from the USC 29-yard line. The Trojans held to a minus 12 yards rushing in the first half. The only weapon the Trojans have had today has been the forward pass. An I formation. In the slot is McCall to the left. Going motion to the left is Sherman. The quarterback Page carries up to the 30, 35, rolls ahead to the 40, and he moves up to the 42-yard line. Dropped there by Jim Lynch, the Notre Dame captain. So a gain of 13 yards by quarterback Toby Page on the quarterback option. And that will erase that minus 12 yards rushing for the Trojans in the entire first half. Now they're right at the 0 mark. First and 10 for Southern California at the USC 42-yard line. Toby Page is at quarterback. Don McCall is the left half. Jim Lawrence the flanker. And Mike Hall is the fullback. The ends are Ray Cahill and Bob Klein. Page hands off the fumble, and it's recovered by Notre Dame. Notre Dame recovers at the 40-yard line. Dave Martin, the linebacker, fell on it. Page handed off to the fullback, Hall. He fumbled the ball, and Martin made the recovery for Notre Dame. And the Irish have a great opportunity again. Ahead in this game, 31-0, and now they have a first down at the Southern California 41-yard line. At quarterback is Coley O'Brien. Coley O'Brien has a split backfield. Seymour wide to the right side. He hands off to Eddie, cuts in at the 40, moves ahead to the 39-yard line, and he's snowed under by 5 Trojan gang tacklers. Ray May was the first man to make contact. In there on the play, too, Dennis Moore, Larry Petro, and Gary Magner. 2-yard gain by Nick Getty around the left side. Second down and 8. The ball is on the Southern California 39-yard line. Notre Dame
31, Southern California, nothing. Seymour split off wide to the right side. Eddie is flanked out to the left. High formation for the white-shirted Notre Dame team from South Bend, Indiana. Fake handoff to Harshman. Back to passes O'Brien. He throws for Seymour. He's got it at the 27. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Cashman threw him out of bounds. And another first down and another reception by Seymour. He has now caught 10 in this game. 2 of them going for touchdowns. The ball is spotted down at the 29-yard line. The 29 of Southern California. Another first down for Notre Dame. First and 10 for the Fighting Irish at the Southern California 29. The score already is mounted to Notre Dame 31, Southern California nothing, and we're just underway in the second half. Quarterback Coley O'Brien hands off to Harshman. He's down to the 25, down to the 20-yard line. Dan Harshman from Charleston, West Virginia, moves it down to the 20-yard line. Tackled there by Tim Rosevich and Ray May. Gain of 9 by Harshman. It's second down and 1. Second and 1 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 20. This time Seymour is split off to the left side, and Eddie is flanked outside of him to the left. Split backfield for Notre Dame. Quarterback is O'Brien. He hands off to Harshman. He cuts in over the 20, moves down to about the 18-yard line. Rosevich made the tackle with some help from Adrian Young. The ball is spotted down near the 18-yard line. Another first down for Notre Dame. Harshman got 2 yards. He needed 1. He got 2. And it's another first down for Notre Dame at the Southern California 18-yard line. Notre Dame has racked up 16 first downs in this game to 7 for Southern California. 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Notre Dame 31, Southern California nothing. Seymour split off to the left side. Flanked outside of Seymour, also to the left, is Nick Eddy. Quarterback is O'Brien. O'Brien fakes the handoff. He's going to carry, and he slips to the ground at the 22-yard line. Ferguson was in there on him, and Ferguson managed to get him around the left angle and flip him to the ground at about the 22. Ferguson was in there on O'Brien as O'Brien did a nice job of faking the handoff, and he got just his left ankle and flipped him to the ground at the 23. So a loss of about 5 yards on the play. It's second and 15 now for Notre Dame. The line of scrimmage to Southern California 23. That's the first time O'Brien has been dropped for a loss this afternoon. Back to pass, Coley O'Brien. He has plenty of time. Look at the time he has. He throws. It is grabbed by Harshman. Touchdown, Notre Dame! A 23-yard touchdown pass fired by Coley O'Brien to his flanker back, Dan Harshman. And Notre Dame has scored again. Oh, the protection, those men up front for Notre Dame. Give O'Brien. You could almost count 10 on the palm of your 2 hands as O'Brien just stood back there and waited until somebody got in the open, and Harshman did. Here's Ozero in to kick the extra point. Holding will be O'Brien. The ball is snapped back, placed down, the kick by Ozero. It is perfect. So we have a timeout with 11 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter. The score, Notre Dame 38, Southern California nothing.
Mike had Parseghian started O'Brien against Purdue, and he and Seymour performed. And Ratty probably would have been waiting for something to happen to O'Brien.
And Notre Dame has 2 other fine sophomore quarterbacks that haven't played yet today. Here's the kickoff by Ozero. The ball is taken by McCullough at the 5, up to the 10, 15, gets away from 1 man at the 20, and he's dragged out at the 21-yard line. The tackle was made by John Lavin. Lavin put McCullough down at the 21-yard line. So the Trojans, who have really had their nose rubbed in it today, take over first and 10 from the Southern California 21-yard line. Notre Dame is out to prove that Notre Dame is #1 in the nation, regardless of whose poll it is. And Notre Dame has proved just that so far today, 38-0. Toby Page rolls out to his left, fires the forward pass. It is grabbed at the 35-yard line by Ray Cahill, and he's cut in 2 with a vicious tackle put on him by Jim Smithberger. A gain of 14 yards on the play, and it's a first down for Southern California. A first down at the Trojan 35-yard line. Cahill goes out at split end. He is replaced there by Ron Drake. The backfield has Toby Page at quarterback, Don McCall the left half, the flanker Rod Sherman, and the fullback is Dan Scott. Ron Drake split off to the right side this time. In motion to the right comes Rod Sherman. Quarterback Page carries up to the 40, 45. Down he goes near the 46. A gain of about 9 yards by Toby Page. All of the action started out as though it was a pass pattern, but all of a sudden, with all of the swinging flanker men and ends going out to the right, Page carried through a hole over right tackle and got it up to the 46. And it's a first down now for Southern California as Page got 11 yards on that carry. Page pitches back this time. The Hall gets away from one man, cuts in at the 42 and goes up, fumbles the ball, and who's got it? Notre Dame's got it again. Another fumble by Mike Hall. Smithberger makes the recovery at the 43-yard line of Southern California. Notre Dame leading 38-0. Now has it first and 10 at the Southern California 43-yard line. When everything goes wrong, nothing seems to go right.
How true that is, and the Trojans certainly getting the bad breaks as they can't seem to hold that ball. They've had pass interceptions and fumbles, and the Irish taking advantage of all of them.
It's still Coley O'Brien at quarterback. He fakes to Harshman. He's back to pass, and again he has time. He throws complete to Committer at the 30, down to the 25, the 20, the 15, out of bounds near the 14-yard line. Don Committer, the tight end. Just when you look for Seymour, all of a sudden there is Committer in the clear, and O'Brien mixing up his calls very well. Hit his tight end Committer down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 30 yards through the air and another Notre Dame first down.
And certainly the defensive backs of USC are being riddled by the sharp shooting of Coley O'Brien.
Quarterback is Coley O'Brien, first and 10 from the Southern California 13-yard line. The handoff to Harshman, wide around the right side. He cuts in at the 10, and he is thrown to the ground at about the 7 or 8-yard line. Penalty marker down. A penalty marker was dropped on the play there at about the 8-yard line. And it would appear a clipping penalty is coming up. Clipping or holding? Holding is the signal. Holding is the signal. And it'll be against Notre Dame. From the 8-yard line, 15-yard holding penalty against Notre Dame pushes the ball back to the Southern California 23-yard line. So now it'll be first and 20. For Notre Dame from the Southern California 23.
Dan Harshman shows the depth of Notre Dame. He was an offensive back last year. They made him a defensive back, and then when Blyer got hurt, he's running on offense again for them.
Both Seymour and Eddie are flanked out to the left side. Back to pass is O'Brien. He shoots it. It is intercepted by Adrian Young. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Out of bounds in Notre Dame territory. That's the Notre Dame 48. And for one of the few times this afternoon, the Trojan fans leap to their feet. Adrian Young, amazing interception as Coley O'Brien was trying to hit Dan Harshman. And Adrian Young, who, by the way, was born in Ireland. He spent his first 10 years of his life over in Ireland, brought it back to the Irish 48-yard line, and now Southern California puts it in play, first and 10 from the Notre Dame 48. Toby Page is back to pass. He throws for Drake. He's got the ball in the 34, and he's pushed to the ground at the 35. Smithberger put him down. Drake caught that ball at the Notre Dame 34, twisted back a yard, trying to get away from Smithberger, but Smithberger had him by the ankles and dropped him at the 35. A gain on the play of 13 yards and a first down now for Southern California. Cahill comes in at left end. Drake goes out. Quarterback is Toby Page. He's gone about 99.9% of the way here today. Soggy was just in for a few plays in the first half. Page fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right, fires the forward pass, incomplete, intended for Cahill at the 23-yard line. O'Leary was defending on the play for Notre Dame. Second and 10 for Southern California at the Notre Dame 35-yard line. Notre Dame 38, Southern California nothing. 8:22 left in the third quarter. And you realize what this sophomore quarterback, Coley O'Brien, has done to Southern California today, and you wonder what an old experienced hand like Bob Greasy will do to the Trojans in the Rose Bowl January the 2nd. It's second and 10. Back to passes Page. He lobs it complete to Bob Klein, the right end, and Klein is shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line of Notre Dame. Smithberger ran him out of bounds at the Notre Dame 23. 12 more yards through the air for the men from Troy. And it's another first down for the Trojans. First and 10 at the Notre Dame 23-yard line. This is the deepest Southern California penetration of the ballgame.
A good play for the Trojans. Drake and Sherman pull everybody over the right. The tight end delays, and then he goes out on the left flat, and that's where Page hit him.
Cahill split off to the right side. In the slot to the right is Sherman. The handoff goes to the left halfback, McCall. He pounds over right tackle, but no hole there. And Duranko and Lynch drop him. A loss of a yard on the play. The line of scrimmage was the Notre Dame 23. Now it's the Notre Dame 24. Duranko, 6'2", 235, a senior. Lynch, 6'1", 225, a senior. His brother, Tom Lynch, was captain of the Navy football team 3 years ago. It'll be second and 11. Ball at the Notre Dame 24-yard line. Page is back to pass. The pressure is on. He lobs the ball. It is no good at the 20-yard line. Intended for the right end, Bob Klein. Page had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. Alan Page and Tommy Rhodes, the two defensive ends of Notre Dame, were all over him like a wet blanket, and he threw that ball in right, and Klein peeled around, tried to get the ball at the 20, but the pass was underthrown, and he didn't have a chance to scoop it up.
That was the same play that worked just a moment ago for the Trojans, with Klein delaying at the line, getting out in the clear.
It's third and 11 now for the Trojans at the Notre Dame 24-yard line. Page rolling out to his right. He looks for Cahill. He throws. Cahill's got the ball at the 10, and he steps it around. Cahill made a nice grab as O'Leary came over to defend on the play. O'Leary actually committed himself too soon, and Cahill timed it perfectly, leaped up in the air and grabbed the ball over his shoulder and stepped out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Trojans. First and goal to go as the ball is just nosed inside the 10-yard line.
And a loyal Trojan rooting section across the way for the first time this afternoon gets to whoop it up.
Page has completed 14 out of 23 today for 137 yards. Page throws in the end zone. It is knocked down. Smithberger stepped in front of tight end Bob Klein and batted the ball to the ground. Had Smithberger gone for the ball rather than trying to bat it down, I believe Smithberger could have gone about 97 yards for the touchdown because he had the open alley in front of the Trojan bench.
Right over in that spot, we saw a Trojan by the name of Bill Langley many years ago pick one off on an interception and go down the field. And then on that occasion, the Trojans were able to tie the favored Irish 13-13. Lawrence
is in. Sherman goes out. A change in the backfield for the Trojans. Back to pass Page. He throws in the end zone to Drake. He can't hold on to the ball. Ron Drake was in the clear. Smithberger was over there defending on the play. The pass was a little high. Drake went up for it, but I've seen Drake make that catch 9 out of 10 times, but this was the 10th time and he couldn't field it. Incomplete forward pass. Toby Page to Ron Drake in the Notre Dame end zone.
And Toby Page thought he had a touchdown strike that time. He let it go, and Drake did have the lead. He couldn't hold it, and then Toby Page, in disgust, was kicking the ground back there when it misfired. Here they come, third down.
Notre Dame 38-0 over the Trojans. Third and 10 from the Notre Dame 10. Page has pressure on. He gets away from Rhodes. He's going to run. Cuts into the 10. He is down to the 6-yard line. And he's nailed at the 6-yard line by John Pergine and Tom O'Leary. Penalty marker down. A penalty marker is down, and the penalty will be holding against Southern California.
When Bob Klein, who in his effort to do some blocking for Toby Page to try to spring him loose, committed the foul, and the Trojans are walking back dejectedly now as they will have 15 stepped off against them. The penalty starting at about the 12-yard line, and the ball goes on back to around the 27.
Other than the injury to Notre Dame safety man Tom Shane, this is the first Notre Dame substitution on defense. Now it's third and goal to go. Southern California's ball at the Notre Dame 28. Back to passes Page. He lofts one out there. It's incomplete, intended for Sherman at the 15-yard line, over in front of the Trojan bench. Incomplete. Now it's fourth and goal to go, but the ball is on the Notre Dame 28-yard line. Notre Dame 38, the Trojans from Southern California nothing. 7:09 left in the third quarter. So McCall will be playing a tight end spot now. Fourth and goal to go from the 28-yard line. The handoff goes to Lawrence, and he is knocked to the ground at the 29-yard line. A loss of 1 on the play. John Horney, one of the inside linebackers, made the tackle. So all of a sudden, the Trojans got it down to the Notre Dame 10, and they wind up back on the Notre Dame 28, and the Irish have the ball. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 28-yard line. Seymour is split out wide to the right. Handoff goes to Nick Eddy. He's up to the 30. Cuts into the 30 and out of bounds he goes near the 32 with Nate Shaw hanging on him. Nate Shaw never did get Eddy down to the ground, just grabbed him around the shoulder pads there and wrestled him out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Gain of 5 by Nick Eddy, and it's 2nd and 5. Notre Dame's ball at the Notre Dame 33-yard line, and the Irish are way out in front. 38-0 over Southern California with 6:43 left in the third period. Nick Eddy has gained 25 yards and 7 carries. The handoff from O'Brien goes to the fullback Conjar, busts up the middle to the 37-yard line, and another penalty marker is dropped. From the 33-yard line, Conjar went up to the 37, and another penalty is coming up. Grabbing the face mask. That's the second time it's been called today against the Trojans. That's going to cost them 15 more yards. The ball is on the Southern California 48. Harshman flanked out wide to the right side. Seymour split off at right end. Handoff goes to Eddy. He's at the 45. Still on his feet as he moves down to the 40-yard line. Out of bounds at the 42, they rule. Nick Eddy was shoved out of bounds by Tim Rosevich at the 42-yard line of Southern California. A gain of 6 by Nick Eddy. It's 2nd down and 4. This is the last Notre Dame game of the season. And the Irish seem destined to wind up 9-0-1. And it'll be the first unbeaten season for Notre Dame since 1953. Harshman flanked out wide to the right side. Seymour split off to the right. Quarterback Coley O'Brien carries in the quarterback option. Moves down to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 3. Tackled there by Dennis Moore. So it'll be 3rd down and about a yard to go. The ball is at the Southern California 39-yard line. Now, Adrian Young goes out at one of the linebacking spots for Southern California. He has been replaced by Jim Ferguson. Ara Parseghian winding up his 3rd year as head football coach at Notre Dame, and this was going to be his best. 9-0-1. Wing T now for Notre Dame. Out of the eye, the handoff goes to Nick Eddy, and Conjar slams down to the 36-yard line. Tackle there by King, and it's another 1st down as Conjar picks up 3. 1st down for Notre Dame at the Southern California 36-yard line. Oliver goes out, and Taylor goes out. 2 new men in there on defense for Southern California, Gary Magner and Larry Petrel. Seymour split out wide to the right side. High right formation for the Irish. This drive started at the Notre Dame 28-yard line. O'Brien hands off to Harshman. Harshman hurdles over one man and gets down to the 32-yard line. And he's spilled hard there by Gary Magner. Gary Magner playing left tackle today on defense for Southern California. 6'3", 215, and a junior. Ball is spotted down at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Notre Dame with the ball and with a huge lead of 38-0. 5:10 left in the 3rd quarter. O'Brien has passed for 3 touchdowns here today. He's back to throw again. He has time. He shoots the pass complete to Harshman at the 28, and Harshman is put down at the Southern California 28-yard line. A gain of only 4. Jim Ferguson, backing up the line very well, was over there covering Harshman on the play, and as Harshman tried to squirt away from him, Ferguson wouldn't let go and put him down at the 28. 3rd down and 2 after that 4-yard gain through the air of Coley O'Brien to Harshman. Change now at the left linebacking post for Southern California. Jim Snow is in there. Ferguson goes out. It's 3rd and 2 for Notre Dame from the Southern California 28-yard line. The Fighting Irish 38, Southern California nothing. The handoff to Eddy, wide around the right side, cuts it at the 25, down to the 20, moves down to the 15-yard line. Bill Juronczyk finally brought him down. A 15-yard romp over the right side by Nick Eddy, and another 1st down for Notre Dame. I don't care whether it's on the ground or through the air, this Notre Dame team has been able to get the job done here today. Nick Eddy now has carried 9 times in the game for a total of 43 yards. Notre Dame 38, Southern California nothing. 3:55 left in the third quarter. Coley O'Brien has gone all the way. He hands off to Conjar, the fullback. He busts down to the 12-yard line, a gain of 3. Steve Swanson is there to meet him and drop him at the Southern California 12. Steve Swanson is 5'10", 200-pound junior right linebacker from Pico Rivera. All right, it'll be second down and 7. The ball is on the Southern California 12. The backfield is Coley O'Brien, Nick Eddy, Dan Harshman, Larry Conjar. Seymour and Gamitter are the two ends. Seymour split out to the left side this time. Handoff goes to Conjar. Big hole through the middle. He busts down to the 9-yard line. Tackled there by Eddie King and Ray May. Gain of about 3 more by Larry Conjar as the ball is spotted at the Southern California 9-yard line. It'll be third down and 4. The ball is on the Southern California 9. Notre Dame ahead 38-0 and about to get some more if they can keep this drive alive, and the Irish have been able to do just that throughout most of the afternoon. Out over the ball comes Tim Monty. George Gedeke, Notre Dame's #1 center, is in uniform, but he just limbered up before the game and he hasn't seen any action. He was hurt in that Michigan State battle last week. The handoff goes to Nick Eddy, wide around the right side, cuts it at the 5. Nick Eddy is over! Another Notre Dame touchdown! That's now beginning to sound like a broken record. Another Notre Dame touchdown. What a parade the Irish have put on here today at the Los Angeles Coliseum. A 9-yard burst over right tackle by Nick Eddy. His first score of the day. Eddy's first. Zero is in to kick the extra point. Holding will be Coley O'Brien. Snap back, placed out. It's blocked by McCullough. McCullough blocks the extra point. So we have a timeout with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter. The score, Notre Dame 44, Southern California nothing.
As Joe Azzaro kicks off for Notre Dame to USC.
Jim Lawrence and Earl McCullough are the two deep men for the Trojans. Here's a high end-over-end boot that's fielded by Lawrence at the 6. Straight up field, 10, 15. Veers at the 20, cuts back in at the 25-yard line, and he's snowed under at the 25. First man to hit him, Alan Sack. And then also in there was John Lavin. Lavin is a linebacker, and Sack is a defensive end. Southern California's ball, first and 10 for the Trojans at the USC 40, or rather check that, at the USC 26-yard line. Notre Dame 44-0 over Southern California. We have 2:18 left in the third period. Quarterback is Toby Page, fakes the handoff, throws a little quickie pass to Sherman, and he's dragged down at the 27-yard line by Dave Martin. That's 5 receptions today for Rod Sherman, and that gives him a new Southern California reception mark.
That's right. Sherman has caught 83 in his 3 years now, and that breaks Bedsol's career mark of 82. Hal caught his in the years 61, 62, and 63, and Rod Sherman, rounding out his career, has caught 83 for a new Trojan record, career mark.
Second and 9 for the Trojans from their own 27. Page is back to pass. Now he's going to run with the ball. He's down at the 25-yard line. Toby Page was hit by Alan Page. Alan is 6'5", 235, a senior from Canton, Ohio. You just don't get around those defensive ends, Tom Rhodes and Alan Page.
No way, and of course, Ara Parseghian is shooting for that national title because here he is with a 44-0 lead, and he's got all of those big boys, Page, Rhodes, Duranko, Hardy, are all still in that ball game defensively for Notre Dame.
What a long afternoon this has been for John McKay. Across the way in front of that Southern California bench. 3rd and 11 from the SC 25-yard line. Back to passes Page. Now he's going to run with the ball. He's up to the 25, 30, out of bounds near the 32-yard line. Dave Martin, the outside linebacker at the right side, ran him out of bounds near the 32. Gain of about 7 on the play. So it'll be 4th down and 4 from the Southern California 32-yard line. 44-0 the score. And the crowd yelling for the Trojans to go for it, as if to say, what do you got to lose? Well, 6 more points perhaps. And that's exactly what they're going to do. 4th and 4 from the 32-yard line of the Trojans. Toby Page back to pass, throws, it's knocked down. John Forney
Kenny, the linebacker, knocked that pass down intended for Rod Sherman. So now Notre Dame has a first down at the Southern California 32-yard line. But what difference does it make if the final score is 64-0 or 44-0?
Well, I guess that the Notre Dame rooters and the Notre Dame bench apparently would like to make it that much, because now taking over the ball down on the Trojan 32 and with his big lead, the first offensive unit for the Fighting Irish goes back into the ball game. So they intend to prove that they are number one here today at the expense, unfortunately, of USC.
Out of the I formation. First and 10 from the Southern California 32. Back to passes O'Brien. Again, he has time. He shoots it. It's complete to Seymour at the 21. And he's out of bounds. Run out of bounds by Pat Cashman at the 21-yard line. An 11-yard gain through the air. Coley O'Brien to Jim Seymour. And Seymour has caught a whole flock of passes today. He has caught 11 passes for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Seymour limping a little bit now as he is split off to the right side. Eddie is flanked out wide to the left side. First and 10 from the Southern California 21-yard line. Again, O'Brien is back to pass. He throws. It's caught this time by Nick Eddy at the 14. Down he goes. Nick Eddy put down at the 14-yard line by Nate Shaw and by Eddie King. A 7-yard gain through the air, and Shaw is limping a little bit now as he gets up. It'll be second and three. Second and 3 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 14-yard line. Notre Dame 44, Southern California nothing with only 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Here comes Traveler charging down the runway track. Traveler, the Trojan horse. Second and 3. Now the handoff goes to Harshman, and Harshman bangs over right tackle and gets maybe a yard or two from the 14 down to about the 13. Oliver made the tackle for Southern California. And there is the gun. That is the end of the third quarter of play with the score, Notre Dame 44, Southern California nothing. Third and 2 for Notre Dame from the Southern California 13-yard line. The Irish ahead 44-0. In motion goes Eddie. The handoff, fumble, recovered by Southern California at the 15. Mike Taylor recovers for the Trojans. Coley O'Brien started a handoff to Harshman. He fumbled, and Taylor made the recovery. Mike Taylor, a junior tackle from San Francisco, 6'4" and 241. First and 10 now for Southern California at the USC 15-yard line. Notre Dame 44, the Trojans nothing. In the opening seconds of this last quarter, Sherman goes in motion to the right. Quarterback Toby Page starts to pitch out, almost falls down, gets across the line of scrimmage, and fights up to the 17-yard line. A gain of 2. Toby Page was put down by Alan Page. It'll be second and 8 for the Trojans from their own 17-yard line. Coley O'Brien, filling in so capably for Terry Handwrighty, has completed 20 out of 29 passes for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns. Seymour has caught 11 for 150 yards. Bill? Here's the pass that is grabbed by Bob Clyde. He grabbed the ball with one hand. It went up in the air. He was flat on his back, and when the ball came down, he looked up, and there it was, and he grabbed it and made a good reception at the 21-yard line. A gain of 4 as Page hit Klein with the pass. It'll be third and 4 now for USC at the 21-yard line of Southern California. Lawrence is in there at right half now, replacing Rod Sherman. Page, McCall, Lawrence, and Scott in the backfield for the Trojans. Third and 4 from the 21-yard line. The pitch back goes to Lawrence. He throws the halfback option play. The ball is dropped by Drake at the 31-yard line. Lawrence throwing to Drake, and they rule that Drake trapped the ball rather than make a good catch. While we have the opportunity, let's pause now for station identification. This is a special University of Southern California Football Network broadcast. Quarterback is Toby Page, rolls out to his right, looks downfield. Now he's going to run with the ball. He cuts in at the 25, moves up to the 30, 35, down he goes hard at the 38-yard line. Lynch brought him down. But the Trojans keep possession of the football, and they've got a
first down on their own 38-yard line. A 16-yard run by Toby Page.
Interesting that this crowd of nearly 90,000 certainly came to see football, because with the Irish leading by 44 points, 44-0, everybody is staying here and watching the football game. Also, we saw Traveler II introduced at the end of the third period, the new horse and mascot for USC.
Ron Drake split off to the right side. In the slot to the right is Rod Sherman. Page rolls out to the right, looks downfield. Now he throws the pass. It is knocked away from Ron Drake. Tom O'Leary stepped in front of Drake just as he was about to catch the ball and batted it into the air and to the ground.
One thing about O'Leary, when he comes in on pass defense, he goes for the interception most of the time instead of waiting back. He goes right in for the ball, and he almost had that one. A little earlier in the ball game, he went in ahead, and it resulted in a completion for the Trojans. But O'Leary, he's got his eye on 6 points. Shane did it earlier on an interception.
Toby Page has completed 16 out of 30 today for 143 yards. He's had one intercepted. That was run back for a touchdown. Page rolling out to the right. Good block. Now he's going to run. He's up to the 40, and he goes down to the 42-yard line. Pete Duranko, the left tackle, floated over there with the play and made the tackle at the 42. A gain of 4 yards by Toby Page. 3rd and 6 now from the Southern California 42-yard line. The clock shows 12 minutes and 20 seconds left to be played in the game, and Notre Dame has this one all wrapped up 44-0. Question now whether or not the Trojans will be able to score, and or if the Notre Dame Irish will be able to get another score or two. Back to fumble. Page picks up the ball in the first hop. He carries up to 45-50, and down he goes at the 48-yard line of Notre Dame. The ball took a Trojan bounce. Page fumbled a handoff. It bounced to the ground, popped right back up like a basketball player dribbling it. Then Page picked it up on the first hop, scooted straight up the field, down to the Notre Dame 48-yard line. And he was tackled there by John Pergine.
We can see that Parseghian sure wants to win this one, doesn't want the Trojans to move. A moment ago, they went around second-string defensive end sacks, and he immediately put Tom Rhodes, back in on defense.
1st and 10 now for the Trojans from the Notre Dame 48. Look out! Page is in trouble. He is snowed under by 4. Martin was the first man to make contact with him, but Page managed to duck him, and then Page straightened up, looked downfield, and by that time, 4 white shirts were on him. Pete Duranko, Kevin Hardy, John Pergine, and Jim Lynch. Duranko, 6'2", 235. Hardy, 6'5", 270. Pergine, 6', 210. And Lynch, 6'1", 225. So the ball now is on the 43-yard line of USC. A loss on the play of 10 yards. It'll be 2nd and 20 for the Trojans from the USC 43-yard line. Page, your quarterback, sends McCall in motion to the left. He tries to swing out the pass, and it's batted down by either Alan Page and or John Horney. Now, both of them were in there, but I believe Page got that big left hand up in the air and just batted it to the ground.
We have some new spectators here in the 4th period, as we have a couple of hundred seagulls buzzing the field here at the Coliseum. So 90,000 spectators still in the stands watching this football game, and the seagulls have now come in from the Pacific Ocean just a few miles to our west here. The Trojans coming up now, 3rd down.
A couple of new offensive tackles for the Trojans. Dennis Bourne comes in at left tackle. Jerry Hayhoe at right tackle. It's 3rd and 20 from the Southern California 43-yard line. Handoff goes to Hull. He cracks over right tackle, moves it up to the 45-yard line. Brought down at the 45-yard line by Jim Lynch, the Notre Dame captain. A gain of just 2. So it's 4th and 18. The ball is at the Southern California 45-yard line. Bill, I believe it's a tribute to the greatness of this Notre Dame team that so many people are staying to watch what they consider one of the greatest college football powerhouses ever assembled.
I believe it.
4th and 18 from the Southern California 45-yard line. Huff is in to punt. He lofts one, wobbly, a fair catch, a signal for at the 20-yard line, and the ball is taken there by Mike Bergener, a junior from Marion, Illinois. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 22-yard line. A 33-yard punt by Dick Huff. Again, you have to harken back to a comment that I made a while ago. If Coley O'Brien is able to do this against the Trojans, you wonder about Bob Greasy. He's been quarterbacking for 3 years, and he placed 2nd in the Heisman Trophy, balloting to Steve Spurrier, and he's an old hand at throwing that football.
Certainly is an All-American quarterback, Bob Greasy of Purdue.
That'll be January the 2nd at Pasadena. The handoff goes to Nick Eddy. He's up at the 25. Down Down he goes hard at the 25-yard line. There may have been a fumble. If there was, Nick Eddy made the recovery. Eddy did fumble, and he made his own recovery at the 25-yard line. Eddy was tackled hard there by Dennis Moore at the 25-yard line. So a gain of 3 yards on the play by Nick Eddy. It's 2nd down and 7. Notre Dame's ball at the Notre Dame 25-yard line. The Irish 44, Southern California nothing. 9:30 left in the game. Back to pass is Coley O'Brien. Fakes one. There's the long bounce for Seymour at the 30-yard line. It is intercepted. Nate Shaw makes the interception, but they ruled no interception, that he was out of bounds when he grabbed it. He intercepted all right, but he intercepted out of bounds. Now let's see. The line of scrimmage was the 25-yard line. That pass went about 45 yards through the air as O'Brien tried to hit Seymour with a long bomb. This time, out of the I formation, Coley O'Brien fakes the handoff to Harshman, throws it behind the line of scrimmage to Nick Eddy, and he's down at the 20-yard line. A loss of about 5 yards on the play. The Trojans were waiting for that one. Cashman was the first man to crack into him, but about 3 others came in to lend a hand. So it'll be 4th down and about 12 yards to go for the first down. Coley O'Brien comes out, and Hardy is in there to punt on 4th down. 8:45 left in the ballgame, and now it'll be an accomplishment just for the Trojans to score a touchdown or get up on the board in some form. This is only the 2nd punt of the day by Notre Dame. Here is Hardy's boot. It's a good one. It hits at the 45-yard line, skips back to the 38, picked up by Battle, up to the 40, 45, 50, down to the 45. He's still on his feet at the 40, down to the 35, down he goes at the 34-yard line. Nick Eddy made the tackle on him there at the 34-yard line. So the Trojans have a great opportunity now to get up there on the board. And again, Ara Parseghian, the Notre Dame coach, has his number 1 defensive unit in there. Parseghian has substituted little today. Rod Sherman goes off of the field, and Ron Drake comes split out wide to the left side. 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the Notre Dame 34-yard line. Quarterback is Page. He pitches back to Wilson Bowie, a fumble, and I believe Bowie made the recovery at the 42-yard line. Wilson Bowie made the recovery there at about the 42-yard line. So it'll be a loss of about 8 yards on the play, and a timeout has been called by Southern California. Steve Grady's in there at left half for Wilson Bowie. Back to pass is Toby Page. He overthrows the target at the 35-yard line. It was intended for Bob Klein. Some of the Trojan fans across the way are yelling pass interference against Tom O'Leary. Nothing called. So it'll be 3rd down, 18 yards to go for Southern California with the ball at the Notre Dame 42-yard line. For USC, Sagi is the Trojan quarterback. 3rd and 18 from the Notre Dame 42-yard line. Steve fakes the handoff to Grady. Now he's going to run with the ball. He's at the 45 and works his way down to the 40-yard line in heavy traffic. Knocked to the ground there by Pete Duranko. A gain of 2 yards on the play by Steve Sagi over right tackle. So it'll be 4th down. 16 yards to go for the first down. SC's ball at the Notre Dame 40-yard line. 7:25 left. No longer is the outcome in doubt. That wasn't even in doubt at halftime when it was 31-0. The only question to be resolved now is the final score, and can Southern California get a touchdown against Notre Dame? That in itself would be an accomplishment right now. 7:09 left in the contest. Out of the I formation, Sagi drops back. He has time. He throws the long one down here to Sherman, and it's intercepted or a drop. It was intercepted for just a brief moment or two by Smithberger as he'd taken the ball from Rod Sherman, and then as Smithberger fell to the ground, the jarring contact with terra firma jarred it loose from Smithberger, and Smithberger has been hurt. When he fell to the ground, he hurt himself. And Smithberger is over there flat on his back at the sideline as Notre Dame now will take over 1st and 10. Belden is the new quarterback. New quarterback and a brand new backfield now for Notre Dame. Belden pitches out over to the side to Dave Haley. He's up at the 45, moves ahead to the 50, down to the 49-yard line of Southern California. Ray May, the right end, was over there to make the tackle on Dave Haley. So the new Notre Dame backfield consists of Bob Belden at quarterback. Dave Haley is the left half. The right half is Frank Trinity, and the fullback is Ron Dushney. First down now on the 11-yard pickup. First and 10 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 49-yard line. Bob Belden, a sophomore, carries on the play. He's down to the 45, down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. Tackled at the Southern California 42 by Tim Rosovich. Also, Eddie King was in there on the play for Southern California. It'll be second down and 3. Ball is on the Southern California 42-yard line. The ends now for Notre Dame are Singer on the left side and Weingartner at the right side. Quarterback is Bob Belden. Bob Belden, when the quarterback keeper, moves across the 40 and goes down to about the 38-yard line, a pickup of 4. Mike Taylor, Larry Petrel, and Dennis Moore were in there on the stop for USC. And it's going to be another first down for Notre Dame. Notre Dame has racked up 25 first downs in the ballgame today. First and 10 for Notre Dame at the Southern California 38-yard line. Coach Ara Parseghian didn't substitute for his number 1 unit, either on offense or defense, until 7 minutes left of the game. The handoff goes to Dushney, the fullback, down to the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Ron Dushney, another sophomore from Pecksville, Pennsylvania, moves it down to the 26-yard line, a gain of 12 on the play. Everybody says, well, Notre Dame's going to lose a lot of seniors. Yeah, I'll say, but boy, they got a lot of sophomores that are eager and hungry, and they've got a pretty good freshman team at South Bend.
Right you are, Mike, and when you look at a Notre Dame second unit, you're looking at a bunch of pretty good football players.
Good enough to play first string a lot of places around the country. Handoff goes to Quinn, cuts it at the 20, down to the 15, and down he goes at the 13-yard line. Mike Taylor made the stop. A 13-yard run by Tom Quinn, another sophomore from Clinton, Iowa. So we have 3/4 of that Notre Dame backfield now. Sophomores. Belden, sophomore. Quinn, a sophomore. Dushney, a sophomore. Haley is the only upperclassman. He's just a junior. Out of the I formation. First and 10 for Notre Dame from the SC 13-yard line. Penalty marker goes down. There's a fumble on the play, too, as Dushney carries ahead to about the 10-yard line. Illegal motion is the call against Notre Dame. The fumble was recovered by Steve Swanson of Southern California. Penalty declined by the Trojans. And the Trojans will take over now. First and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Rod Sherman goes out wide to the right. Drake's foot off to the left. From the 9-yard line of Southern California, Steve Sagi hands off to Scott. He cuts in at the 10, twists away, and gets up to the 15-yard line. Tackled there by John Pergine. John Pergine, the 210-pound junior linebacker from Notre Dame, brought him down at the 15. A gain of 7 by Scott. Second down and 3 for the Trojans from their own 15-yard line. 4 minutes left in the game. Notre Dame 44, Southern California nothing. The Irish got 14 points in the first period, 17 in the second quarter, 13 in the third. They have not yet scored here in the fourth. Homer Williams is in at fullback for the first time this season. Homer Williams. Big handoff back to Parseghian. Now he's going to have to run. Cuts in at the 15, moves up to the 20. He goes to the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. Steve Sagi was tackled at the Southern California 25 by John Pergine.
Just to show you how everything goes right for Notre Dame today, they have set a new season's attendance record. When they came to town, they had played before 9 sellout crowds and had drawn 564,282 spectators. The 10-game mark is 621,919 set in 57. This year they played before 652,802 people.
You sure you're not giving the points they scored this year? Back to Parseghian. He's throwing the long bomb. It is. Is it intercepted? It was out of bounds regardless. O'Leary's got the ball for Notre Dame at the 35-yard line. The pass was intended for Sherman down to about the 35-yard line of Notre Dame. O'Leary made the interception, but he was out of bounds when he did it. Final score, Brigham Young 38, the University of the Pacific nothing. Brigham Young 38, Pacific nothing. Drake stood off to the left side. In motion to the right goes Steve Grady. The handoff to the fullback. Scott plunges straight ahead from the 25, goes up to the 29-yard line. A pickup of 4. The tackle made by Ed Villeman. Ed Villeman brought him down. Ed Villeman is another sophomore for Akron, Ohio. You really appreciate Michigan State's efforts against Notre Dame. That 10-10 tie, and you know that the Spartans are loaded, and you know what a great struggle that was last week when you realize the great power that Notre Dame has displayed here today against Southern California. Back to pass to Sagi. The pass is intercepted by Pergine, or by Martin. He's at 15 to 10 to 5. He is over. Dave Martin takes the interception and goes over for another Notre Dame touchdown. Dave Martin made that interception around the 30-yard line and legged it in for the score. And Notre Dame now has 50 points in the game. A 32-yard run back with the interception by Dave Martin, a junior linebacker from Roland Park, Kansas. And Notre Dame has scored again. Darrow is in there to kick the extra point. Holding will be the quarterback, Bob Belden. The clock shows 2:10 left in the game. 2:10 left. Notre Dame had only 10 men on the field. Now they've got 11. As they get Joe Marsico in there to fill a spot at left guard. Ball is snapped back, placed down by Belden. The kick by Azero is good. So the score has now mounted to Notre Dame 51-0 over Southern California. We have a timeout with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. The score, Notre Dame 51, Southern California nothing.
And once again, the white-shirted Irish with the gold helmets kick off to the Cardinal gold of SC.
Jim Lawrence and Earl McCullough are the deep men for Southern California. Zero's boot is taken at the 12-yard line by Earl McCullough. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, up to the 37-yard line. Tackled there by Dave Martin, the young man who was a hero just moments ago when he intercepted that pass and ran it back for a touchdown. Ball is spotted down at the 36-yard line. Southern California's ball, 1st and 10 at the Southern California 36-yard line. Ron Drake is split off to the right side. Sherman in the slot to the right. Back to pass now is Toby Page. He has time, shoots it straight over the middle. Oh, it's almost intercepted to get at the 50-yard line. Ed Villeman almost had another Notre Dame interception. The pass was intended for Ron Drake at the 50, and Villeman of Notre Dame, backing up the Irish line, almost picked it off. 2nd and 10. Ball on the Southern California 36-yard line, and now the fans are starting to file out of here in droves. Steve Sagi is in there at quarterback. Page goes out. Slot T to the right. Handoff goes to the fullback, Scott. He stopped cold. Back on the 31-yard line, a loss of 5 on the play. Chuck Lauk, L-A-U-C-K, a defensive end. The second stringer brought him down. 3rd and 15 now for Southern California. And if you're just joining us on the broadcast and you express surprise at the score as it's announced, Notre Dame 51, Southern California nothing, that's just the way it's been. A big surprise. Not that Notre Dame won. The Irish were favored by 2 touchdowns, but it's the score and the way that Notre Dame has manhandled Southern California here today. The pass from Sagi is no good, intended for at the 48-yard line of the Trojans. Tom Quinn was defending on the play for Notre Dame. 1:17 left. And I'm sure that in this great Trojan history that this score will be referred to many times over and over and over again as the men of Troy get ready to play Notre Dame, whether it's in South Bend or here or Podunk, Iowa. Here's the boot by Dick Huff. The ball is taken at the 37-yard line by Bergener, and he is dropped at the 33-yard line. The Irish have made a point here today that Notre Dame is indeed the #1 team in the nation. Wide to the right comes Don Gamitter. There's a fumble in the Notre Dame backfield and a big pileup for it there at about the 30-yard line. Frank Trinity, the right halfback, made the recovery. Let's pause now for station identification. This is a special University of Southern California Football Network broadcast.
Find out on KNX, CBS Radio Los Angeles.
With 30 seconds to play in the game, a 2nd and 13 situation. Belden gives off to Dishney. The fullback moves straight ahead, and he goes up to the 40-yard line, dropped there by Tim Rosevich. 14 seconds left in the game now, and a timeout has been called by Southern California with only 12 seconds left in the game. Belden turns around, gives off to Dishney. The fullback moves straight ahead from the 40, tracks up to the 43, and he's dropped there by Young and King. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. It's all over. Notre Dame overwhelms Southern California 51-0. 1 minute, we'll be back with a wrap-up from the Coliseum here in Los Angeles, where the final score once again was Notre Dame 51, Southern California 0.
The 38th meeting between USC and Notre Dame, the Irish give the Trojans the worst beating that they have ever had as they downed them here today by a score of 51-0. Previously, the worst was 48-14 in 1953 back in South Bend. Almost 90,000 sat in and saw the Irish make their bid for a national championship as they wound up their season here with a record of 9 wins and 1 tie. They have defeated Purdue, Northwestern, Army, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Navy, Pittsburgh, Duke, a 10-10 tie with Michigan State. Today they rolled over USC 51-0. The Trojans, they wind up their regular season 7-3. They have victories over Texas, Wisconsin, Oregon State, Washington, Stanford, Clemson, and California, and losses to Miami, UCLA, and a landslide loss here today to Notre Dame. So for the Trojans now, it'll be a case of picking up the pieces, getting back to work, and getting ready to face Purdue in the Rose Bowl come January 2nd. We'll be back with the final word on today's game in just 1 minute. Mike Walden?
I guess really the only way to sum up this game is to give you the impressive individual statistics of the 2 outstanding men in the field today, Coley O'Brien, the Notre Dame quarterback, and Jim Seymour, the sophomore in from Michigan. Coley O'Brien completed 21 out of 31 passes for 252 yards, 3 of them going for touchdowns. And Seymour caught 11 passes for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns here today. Notre Dame racked up not only 51 points, but Notre Dame also amassed a total of 465 yards. 252 through the air and 213 on the ground. So Seymour winds up as the most outstanding sophomore end in Notre Dame history with 48 receptions, good for 862 yards and 8 touchdowns. The impressive individual season statistics for Jim Seymour. Our executive producer of the broadcast today has been Pat McGurk. Director, Jim Racer. Engineer, Bill James. Spotters today were Jim Ashton and Bob Lloyd, and statistician Jay Berman. Now, in just a few minutes, Paul Zimmerman, sports editor of the Los Angeles Times, will be with us on the postgame show over most of these same stations. Now, for Bill Symmes, this is Mike Walden saying so long for a while from the Los Angeles Coliseum. This has been a special University of Southern California Football Network broadcast. Today, time now for Football Follow-Up, brought to you by the Southern California Plastering Institute, with a reminder to knock on the wall when you build, buy, or rent. And everybody, this is Mike Walden from the Los Angeles Coliseum, where history was made here this afternoon as Notre Dame completely overwhelmed Southern California 51-0.